Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the podcast. I just got done recording the Rock Scene 3, so stay tuned at the end of this for that. I think we'll see how it went. I was just trying to pull up some. I'm coming at you here on Sunday morning, November. What is this? I don't know. Let me check my phone here. November, the year of our Lord, 2019, November 17th. The football games have already started, and I'm free. I'm coming in from the SS Freedom. I'm free from fucking gambling on these games and making an ass of myself, not being able to pick any of them. So let's just check in. Let's check in on them real quick. See what's going on. See what I would have already gotten wrong. All right? Because I definitely, if I'm betting it, I'm betting it wrong. I got the goddamn sportsbook accounts to prove it. Jaguars. Oh god damn it, my boy Nick, fucking Foles. He's back today. Jaguars. I got 7 on the board already. Looks like they're driving. Okay. All right. Whew. I might have to tune out of this thing. I got the red zone recording right now. I need every minute of that of Nick Foles directly into my veins. And, of course, later on in the afternoon, we got Pats-Eagles, the Super Bowl 52 rematch. That'll be a good time. All right, good. We got a nice little Sunday. And also, for any Wayne's World fans out there, there's a great scene in Wayne's World where I can't remember who. It's so great that I can't remember it very well. But Wayne is talking to somebody, and he says something about, yeah, man, it's like, when you got a bunch of homework, so you just spend your Friday night getting your homework done, so your Saturday night is just free to party. That guy looks back at Wayne and says, no, it's nothing like that at all. But I got my Sunday chores. I got my Sunday chores done all yesterday, because that's the sort of proactive life I'm leading these days. I got my Sunday chores done on Saturday. That's me. Getting one up on life. It's easy, too. You know why? Because I didn't have to go to a soccer game yesterday or an under-8. I had no parent-teacher conferences for me and no kids to fuck around with. So think about that when you're evaluating your own life. And who is it? One of Mrs. Fever's good friends just sent a text message to her. And this is a lovely, lovely woman who has any and everything that you could ever want in life. And she sent a text message. She has 2 young kids. I think they're like 2 years old and 5 years old or something like that. And it's I think that children were put here to try and kill their parents. Something like that. And I couldn't help but agree with her. I really couldn't. So I'll just hope that I'm successful in my task and that I am not left open to retribution on the other end, as long as Dr. S did his job successfully. Well, anyhow, welcome back. NFL's going on. We'll check back in on them here in a little bit. I want to talk a little bit. Let's go through the lineup. We got a little NCAA football to get through. We got NBA. We got some NFL. Of course, we got Myles Garrett. We got Cap doing his thing. Then we've got I saw a great shit video. Jay, that's a staple. That's what, like, you know, the tenets, the tent poles of any podcast, of this podcast. It's definitely feces related, as the lady in the video kept saying. And then I got another Us Weekly. All right, I'm going to do that a little bit different. I previewed it, and I found a couple things that I wanted to talk about instead of blindly going through it and then talking about the unrealistic cheese advertisements presented by the sponsors of Us Weekly. So let's get into it. Let's talk NCAA football real quick. A couple things I want to hit there. Georgia beat Auburn 21-14. I was watching that game, and 2 takeaways there. Number one, Georgia, I don't think they're a top-tier team. I don't think they're Ohio State, Clemson, LSU. I don't think they're on that level, bro. I just don't think they are. It's the eye test. What the eye test is telling me is that they're not on that level. But here's the real eye test, because I'm not an expert in fucking football, but I am an expert on people going bald. LeBron, I'm coming for you. I'm never, never letting up off LeBron. All right, I saw let's brief caveat into not caveat, brief detour into LeBron land. He found some new industrial space age glue, and he put that weave right the fuck back on there. He just plastered that shit back on there and acted like nothing happened. So he's right back at it. All right, come on home, LeBron. But anyhow, I'm not the eye test, not on the football field, but two things I can spot: collarbone breaking from 2 states away, and some unfortunate young white man who's going to be bald by the time he hits his 30s. Like, who doesn't have it? Like, you don't have a chance to be 30 with hair. You don't. Unless you start aerating that shit like the 18th at Augusta and just start taking so much Propecia that your dick is just left limp for the rest of your life. You're never going to make it to 30 with that hair on your head. And Jake Fromm, brother, you have been scouted out by the scouting department as a dude who's straight up about to lose all his fucking hair. Okay, bro? Say whatever you want when you're looking in the mirror, because I guarantee you're stuck in that denial or bargaining stage. You're not where you need to be. I can see the writing on the wall from fucking a million miles away. No way. Say whatever you want about Jake from State Farm. There's no way that Jake Fromm, you could say, maybe he's going to be a good NFL quarterback or not. I would bet definitely not. I think he sucks at football. But he definitely sucks at having hair on his head. Because to be that young with the shit that he's got going on there, he's a member of the Hasselbeck crew, a member of the fucking shaved head in your 20s club, brother. All right, so welcome to the club, Jake from State Farm. Now, State Farm is not a sponsor of this podcast like we've been over. The only sponsor of the podcast is Figure Applesauce. Good. And that'll be officially sponsoring the Myles Garrett segment of this thing later on. Now, I've been the applesauce front, but not really, and kind of on the sad applesauce front. Is there ever a happy time to be eating applesauce? Maybe 4th of July. But if you're being spoon-fed applesauce on a regular intervals, there's a reason for it. And it's probably not good. Now, there's a lot of people out there waking up on Sunday morning second-guessing Nick Saban because he let his quarterback finish the first half of a football game. Tua Tagovailoa not gonna be playing anymore this year. I ended up getting a hip injury. And whenever I hear hip injury, I think of two things. I think of Bo Jackson. I think of childhood sadness. I was not a big reader growing up, as you can tell by my limited vocabulary and poor mastery of the English language. So not a big reader growing up. But one of the things that I did read was Bo Knows Bo. It was a super sweet book, paperback. It seemed very thick. You could feel very... I was always a big fan of an easy-to-read book with a high page count, a large font, and a lot of sense of accomplishment after reading it. Okay? I'm a big fan of the great illustrated classics. For those of you who don't know what a great illustrated classic is, it's a very niche, probably era in time, so I was a part of the Book It program, and if you read different books, you get different amount of points, and you get different amount of points, you get more pizza, okay? And I was not in it for the, spoiler alert, I was not in it for the books. I was in it for the pizza. So what you do is Tom Sawyer is a big, long, hefty book by Mark Twain with a lot of racist stuff in it. So, I don't know. I didn't want to expose myself to, anything untowards. So what I did is I read the Great Illustrated Classics version, which was, maybe 150 pages, but the fucking font is size 18 Courier New. And you could get just enough information because here's how it worked is you had to read the book and then there were tests, computer automated tests on each of these books, on an approved reading list. So you could go and if you got 100, if it was 30 questions and you got all 30 of them, if, what was it? Yeah, let's say, you needed fucking 50 points for a damn pizza. Well, maybe that book is like 30 points. So, yeah, fuck it. If you spent 8 hours reading the book or 10 hours, 12 hours reading the actual book, you could get most of the questions right and get 25 points. Cool. Or you could fucking spend 35 minutes reading the great illustrated classics, get just enough right to pass the test, and still get like 19 points. I mean, it's easy, people. Do the math. Do the math. Well, enough talk about me. How'd I get onto me scamming the Book It program? Oh, yeah, that's right. Bo Jackson. So that was one of the few books that I actually read and enjoyed. Bo Knows Bo. And it was personally crushing to me as a youth in the 1980s/90s to have that iconic sports figure. He just got fucking tackled and everything looked relatively normal. But something bad happened to his hip, and he was never Bo Jackson again. Now, granted, Tua Tagovailoa is not, he's not, running over Brian Bosworth on Monday night. Was never going to be his signature moment in the NFL. So if he hasn't had quite the mobility, or he's not 100% physically of what he could have been, he could still be a really good NFL quarterback. He could still, play at a very high level. Who knows? But sad to see him get taken off. And zero second guessing to Saban. And if you're second guessing Saban, okay. The dude was playing fucking football. Belichick's got a great line whenever anyone asks him about someone getting hurt. He always comes back at him and he says, you tell me which plays they're going to get hurt on, and then I'll fucking keep them out of the game on those plays. All right? But I'm going to need you to let me know. Because I don't know when they're going to get fucking hurt. Okay? No one knows when you're going to get hurt playing football. At any point in time. So Saban says he left him in there. They're up 35-7. Against Old Miss, they're not going to fucking lose. But the guy's a football player. And they've only got this game. And you could get on him for trying to run up the score or whatever. But they've got this game. They're playing loser Alabama, Northwest State, Alabama, or some shit. They're going to play them. And then they got Auburn, and that's it. And then they got to sit back, kick back, and see if they're going to get a chance to get in the playoff. So they got to put some points up on the board. They got to fuck up Old Miss. Say whatever you want. They got to fuck up Old Miss. If they get in a close one with Old Miss, they're done. They got to fuck up Old Miss, and they got to roll Auburn. And then kick the shit out of whatever little team they got to play. Right? Now they got to fuck up Auburn. Georgia beat them by 7. Georgia and soon-to-be bald Jake Fromm beat him by 7. So whoever that guy is, Mac Jones, or who knows, whatever other asshole they got playing quarterback there, he needs to be decent, and they need to roll Auburn. And then maybe somebody will hate Gus Malzahn enough that they'll gather up the cash to get him out of town. But I don't think that's happening. Not deep enough pockets, or racist enough, or he's not black enough to get fucking rooted out of there like Willie Taggart did. Right? There's not some really. Would it be Charles Barkley? All right, maybe Charles Barkley could get rid of Gus Malzahn. There's some racist white guy that got rid of Willie Taggart. So is there some racist black dude who hates Gus Malzahn? Maybe it's Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley doesn't seem racist at all. He is pretty rich though. I don't think Charles Barkley would ever spend $15 million just to get rid of Gus Malzahn, though. He's got other needs, right? He's on his way to the world's best blowjob. Charles Barkley got pulled over by Phoenix PD for a DUI. Was later convicted or pled guilty, whatever. Asked him where he was going. He said he was on his way to receive the world's best blowjob. So hopefully he made his way. Hopefully he made his way over there at some point. After he got bailed out. I hope he made it. Chuck, I hope he made it where you were going. All right, so that's it for college. Oh, and Oklahoma cucked out Baylor fans. They were up there feeling good, feeling moist. And then all of a sudden, here comes Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley, I'll tell you what, man, I'm not a big, huge believer in those scenes where the whole team gathers around and then their coach screams at them and then everything gets better. But Lincoln Riley, I've seen him do that at least 3 fucking times. And every time he does that, I sit back and I go, oh, shit. Yeah, this is gonna work again. You could feel it. You could feel it very quickly. He said, all right, we're going to get 1 touchdown here. And Oklahoma should have won that game by probably 17 points. Hurts had 3 turnovers, but he dropped the goddamn ball running in the end zone. They won by 3. They should have won by 10, at least 17. Much better team than Baylor. Mark Rule, he was classy in defeat. Don't you, don't worry too much, Baylor fans. There have been darker times on your campus. There most assuredly have been. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the NBA. I don't have too many NBA notes. Let's see. I already went over my LeBron's hair check, basically, for the week. I'm going to keep checking on that, LeBron. I may start a Twitter account, just LeBron's hair check. How's it doing this week? And then just solicit people to submit pictures of that. I don't want to do that. I don't have time for that. But if you're out there on Twitter, someone please do that. Let's see here. Paul George is back. His new robot shoulders are looking good. He says he looks good, feels good. He's wearing gold chains. He's got the whole primetime motto going on. Warriors are the worst team in the NBA. They gotta just realize what they're doing and then just tank it out. There's no Zion. I don't hear anybody talking about the best college basketball player, but they need to get in there and get somebody good at the top of that draft if they're going to embarrass themselves like this. Just go for it, man. And speaking about embarrassing yourself, my local Portland Trailblazers, I just realized this when I was reading it. I was like, that's interesting. And then I thought to myself, Melo has joined the Blazers. I could potentially go and see, if I wait until, early February, right before they cut him, I could potentially see the last Carmelo Anthony game in the NBA. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty chill. All right, that's all for the NBA. I got some NFL stuff. Us Weekly, and we'll see how I'm feeling at the end of this. If we're going to get into this shit video, or if I'll just maybe tease that for next week. All right, let's go. NFL. All right, here's a big controversy. Everybody's got their take. Mine's probably going to be a little bit different. It usually is. And as always, we got things a bit backward here. All right, listen to me, tough guys in the NFL. You warriors. You men of fucking indescribable heroism, valor. Chill the fuck out, bros. I hear this all the time, that it's like war. That the NFL, it's like a battle. It's like war. We had some dude swing a helmet at another dude, and now everyone wants him to go to jail for assault. Wants him to be banned forever. Ban him forever. I heard Garrett was one of those guys that didn't kneel for the flag neither. And he's black. I don't like that. So ban him forever. If you're one of those guys, chill the fuck out. Because let's go over this. Let's say this is war. All right, NFL guys, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt here. And we're going to say that it is like war. All right? It's like war. I went to war. Actual war. War where people have guns. Pew, pew. And they shoot each other. And then they blow each other up. That kind of war. Right? Now, when you go to real war, like actual war, not war that's played on Sundays where you get paid millions of dollars, but there's different priorities, and a lot of things are similar. There's planning, there's teamwork. I'm going to push past the fact that you're not trying to actually kill each other, but there are a lot of similarities. And one of the similarities is the intimate bond between the NFL player and his helmet, and then the bond between a Marine or to a much lesser extent soldier to his rifle. Now, here's what you don't do, and here's what you learn very fucking quickly in the Marine Corps is when you're in the field or when you are in a combat situation, you know what you do with your rifle? You fucking take it everywhere. It is an extension of your body. If you piss, it fucking hangs off of you. If you're showering, it's like at your feet right outside the shower. He's never outside of your sight. If you're sleeping, well, you've got an appointed gear guard to watch everybody's rifle. Hey, dude, you need to watch all our shit because we need to sleep. And it's a very fucking serious thing. You do not want to get caught without your rifle. For years after I got out, I would have intermittent dreams, nightmares about missing my fucking weapon. Oh my God, where's my fucking weapon? And if you ever have a moment where you don't know exactly what it is, it's like your dick fell off your body. You are that worried about the future of your well-being. You're like, fuck me. I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man. And, as is the nature of life, Marines will do things to expose other Marines and put them in compromising positions where they'll be like, hey, Boot, can you go over here and do this? And then they'll steal your weapon, and then it's a big charade, and then they fuck you up. And then you learn a lesson. That lesson is, dude, don't trust anybody. Keep your shit on you. Unless you got somebody you can trust or they're an appointed gear guard. Like, that's yours. And it means everything to you, because that's the difference between you being a useless clump of shit in a firefight and you being a lethal killing machine. Not really. But at least being able to put some lead back in the other direction. Right? So, it's a difference between you being useful and not useful on the battlefield. All right. Now, the helmet, it's required for everything that happens in the NFL. Now, everything else is kind of optional. Everybody needs a rifle. Everyone needs, a fucking chest piece. But it's all different. High-speed Delta people, they get the same fucking weapon, basically. Little different attachments. They're shooting the same bullets. Everything's kind of the same. Now, in the NFL, everybody's got to wear their helmet. Shit looks the same. If you don't want to wear knee pads or thigh pads or anything like that, I don't think you have to. Michael Bennett has shoulder pads, technically, but he's got 3 Kleenex fucking tucked under each of his fucking shoulder pads, and then like a Dixie cup glued over the top of it. And those are his shoulder pads. That's what you can get away with. But he's got to wear a real helmet. That's what makes you a football player. When you fucking strap that thing on, when you strap that chin strap tight, and you get out there on the field and you start just smashing skulls, that's what makes you a football player. At the end of this game, Myles Garrett, I did not watch this game because that's gross. Who's watching Browns Steelers Thursday night? And if I were, I would have definitely tuned out by then. 5 seconds left in the ball game. Myles Garrett gets after, what's that loser's name? Mason Rudolph, the backup quarterback with, as the pardon my take guys say, like I think he's got a giant head. Be wary of anyone. Be wary of any man with a giant head or a man that rides a bicycle for pleasure. All right, look out for both of those things. Now, Garrett tackles Rudolph. There's a little bit of a scuffle. And I would say that Garrett has got, 60 pounds, 70 pounds on Rudolph. And is a fucking machine. He's an all-pro at his position. At that position, the skills are based off of him being able to push around 330-pound guys. All right, that's his skill set. What are you good at? I'm good at kicking guys' asses that are 6'7", 330. It's my wheelhouse. That's what I do all day. I wake up and I think about fucking slaying giants. And Mason Rudolph wakes up and he thinks about hitting out routes and throwing, trying to remember what defensive coverages look like very unsuccessfully. He's terrible at what he does. And he's soft. You're soft, bro. I'm going to come out and say it. You're soft. Because he would not. They're in an alley. They're on the street. Mason Rudolph is looking to the fucking side, and he's trying to get by Myles Garrett any way he can without an ass whooping. Those are the fucking facts. Facts. Now, on the football field, Mason Rudolph knows he's got some protection. So he's getting the business. I imagine Myles Garrett saying some shit to him and Rudolph saying some shit back. And then Rudolph tries to take his helmet off of Garrett. Well, fuck you, bro. Tries to take his helmet off. And fails because he has tiny little Jameis Winston fingers. Couldn't get it off because he's soft. Because he's fucking soft. But on the other hand, Myles Garrett, not soft. Reaches over with a fucking paw, just snatches the helmet off Mason Rudolph's head. And now there's a scuffle. There's extra people involved. And because there's extra people involved, because he has that hold me back guy that every fucking pussy frat guy you've ever met in your life that never actually wanted to fight you had, because he's got his hold me back guy, Mason Rudolph keeps coming at Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett doesn't rip his helmet off and then keep coming at Rudolph. He didn't do that. He snatches that shit. It's like, yo, bitch, got your nose, but I got your helmet. What up now, homie? And Mason Rudolph, having just gotten cucked on national TV, can't take it. So he's got to pretend like he's got some fucking balls. Goes after Garrett. Garrett does exactly what he should do. Return to sender. Sends that thing right back at Rudolph's skull. Glancing blow. Unfortunate. Right? If you'd have cracked him, he'd have deserved it. He would have. I mean, I can't believe how wrong the NFL got this. Here's what we do. Here's the correct suspensions. Myles Garrett, 3 games, right? Because, yeah, I mean, ultimately, you got to suspend him because you can't walk around bashing people's skulls in. Okay? And so that's 2-game suspension there, and 1-game suspension for just shitty performance on the fucking the actual swing of the helmet. I got to dock you there too, right? If you're gonna put us through all this, the media through all this, crack the dude's head open a little bit. Get him a case of Figaro, brother. Because we got all this hysteria over what could have happened. Well, it's like when there's kids out there, well, give him a reason I'll give you a reason to cry about it, We didn't even have a reason to cry about this, and we're all crying about it. And then, Pouncey, nothing. No way. He gets a Pouncey pass. Pouncey brothers can do whatever the fuck they want. They wore free Aaron Hernandez hats. They don't give a shit. Do you think the Pounceys give a shit? You don't walk into the Steelers locker room. I bet when the Steelers chaplain walks into the locker room, he just fucking walks right by Pouncey's locker. He doesn't just even fuck with that guy. He doesn't even fuck with him. It's a lost soul. You don't fuck with the Pounceys. So just leave Pouncey alone. Don't fuck with him. It's not worth it. You're going to get on a bad list. And then Mason Rudolph, at least 6 games for being a pussy and for getting owned on national TV. Right? You lost. It was a fight. You lost. You antagonized. And you created a situation where there shouldn't have been one. Because you're a little bitch. Right? So that's that. Okay, what else we got? Oh, we got Cap. So this thing's been weird, right? He's having a workout. He's not having a workout. This is a frame job. This is not a frame job. It's a pity party. It's not a pity party. Well, I saw apparently what happened I didn't even read any articles on this after he actually did it. I just saw the little speech afterward. Apparently there were some late changes. He changed the venue. Various things happened. I think only 8 teams made it out for the workout. He threw one bomb. They put it on Twitter, and they're like, he's ready to go. Hashtag, let's get this done. And then he gave a speech to reporters afterward, and yeah, there we go. So we'll see how that ends up. I want him on a team, or just, I want something worthwhile to talk about. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed for anybody. We're just talking about the same shit. So let's at least make it that worth our while. Put him on the Bengals. Why not? Just put him on the Bengals right now. The NFL should just say, hey, Bengals, you fucking got this guy. You're going to start him in 2 games at the end of the year. Try not to get him murdered. Because then there'll be a conspiracy. Imagine TJ Watt, blacks out Colin Kaepernick, loses consciousness on national TV because, some white left tackle missed a block. Oh my God. Then there'd be like next level conspiracy theories. Like, oh man, did you know that, whatever that tackle is, we'll call him Bill Smith. Did you know that Bill Smith is actually, people are going to be digging into his Gmail account and be like, did you know that Bill Smith actually got, this, solicitation in his spam email 9 years ago for a fucking, white nationalist party? Yeah, he did. He's basically Hitler. And I think that's why Cap got sacked. And, they basically pull a Billy Bob Thornton on him. That'd be right. That'd be it, right? The public would be John Voight. And then whoever that is would be Billy Bob Thornton. Because it's your fault that Paul Walker got injured. And honestly, it was, right? I mean, wasn't it? Well, wait a minute. Let's rehash that. Now, Billy Bob had concussions on that part. Yeah, it's partly his fault they lost that one game after the strip club. But he shouldn't have been out in that Texas heat with his bell rung like that. This is kind of the whole point of that movie, is that, even kids that young are even getting abused by football coaches. Let's see where we're at. Let's go ahead and check in on this. I got about 10 more minutes here. Let me see what's going on. Oh, Nick, still only 7 points. Oh, God damn it. 10-7. Colts over the Jaguars right now. That's not good. Come on, Nick. He's a second half guy anyway. Cowboys are up on the Lions. Not surprising. Bills over the Dolphins. Here's a surprise. Broncos 17. Vikings 0. Of course the Vikings got to come out and shit themselves 1 week after everyone says, oh, the Vikings are good. No, they're not. Kirk Cousins is their quarterback, bitch. The fuck were you thinking? The fuck were you thinking? Falcons, I've been saying it forever. Falcons best 2-17 in NFL history. They're up 20-0 on the Panthers. I've been on the we all know about my Falcon sickness. Ravens are up 14-0 on the Texans. All right, good. It's a good little slate. I need some more Nick Foles touchdown passes this morning. I don't care if that's 35-38. We gotta get it going, Nick. We gotta get it going. All right, where's this last thing here? Where are you at, Us Weekly? All right. Where are we at? All right. Here we go. Found out some interesting things that you guys may not have known. So this is Us Weekly. And apparently, where are we at here? There's a lot of royal shit in here. All right, so that's... I didn't realize that was that prevalent. I thought my wife was like a one-off, and she was, just one of the few people that listen to this stuff. But the real part is this guy William. This guy William, brother. What do you do? He's doing the full like 1950, like your boomer. He's doing the bald boomer look. So he's keeping that whole crown area, that bishop's crown, I believe they call it. He's keeping that all right there. And he's just rocking it heavy on the sides. He's a bald guy who's still got a barber. And that's when you know that you got a problem. You're bald, but you still got a barber. Just shave. Just shave your head, right? Just do that. Now here's a follow up. All right. So this is a follow up. A while ago, I went through an Us Weekly, and there was this guy and this gal. Her name's Julianne Huff. Hogue, Huff, who knows? Seacrest's longtime girlfriend. Boyfriend? Who knows? Now, this lady came out and was like, I'm married to this dude, but I'm a lesbian. And it was a really confusing article. And this is in the hot picks section of Us Weekly. And it's Dancing with the Stars reunion at the brand new Nobo Hotel in Los Cabos. Oh, excuse me. I guess if I want to sound authentic, Los Cabos. And is that appropriation if you do that? If you're white and you roll your R's, I feel like that's maybe a bit of cultural appropriation at that point. I think you should stop short of rolling your R's. But so Brooke Burke stepped out with new beau Scott Rigsby for the first time on a couple's vacation with Julianne Hogue and her husband Brooke Lake, and Derek Hogue and his girlfriend Haley Herbert. These people need better names. First off, all right, Brooke Burke. That's Scott Rigsby. That's a power couple right there. You can say those names. But here's the deal. So I see three people in a very nice, resort type pool, and they're all obviously kind of just prepped for this photo right here. No one's hair is wet. No one's actually enjoyed any time. They've got their makeup exactly where they want it. They are ready for this photo opportunity. That's what they're there for. My question is, if she's a lesbo, I mean, is she going and licking out Brooke Burke after this? Is she getting her little Haley Herbert action? Which would be weird, right? Because is Derek Hogue her brother? I would imagine. They have similar teeth. They have similar kind of chins, cheek. They could definitely be related. Now, that's my question there. If I'm old Scott Rigsby and old Brooke Burke leaves the hotel room for more than an hour, I'm wondering where the fuck she's at. And I'm looking around for Julianne. Where you at? Trying to lick on my lady when I'm not looking. I don't think so. This is no scissoring zone. All right? Won't be any scissoring here. I'll be dead naming Bruce all day too. That's the type of hostility we got going on. You stay out of here. Get out of here. All right. Where was the rest of this? Okay. Oh, there was some stuff here where I'd never heard this before. Where apparently Chandler Bing from Friends, Matthew Perry, Courtney Cox. Apparently he's been wanting to fuck her this whole time, but she's not having it. All right. Didn't know that. Now I'm up to speed. All right, now the rest of us get up to speed real quick here. Oh, it's Brad and Angelina. So I didn't know anything about these people. And in that whole thing, they got those sections in magazines like these where they'll say, stars are just like us. Look, Haley Duff tests to see if the cantaloupe is right at Bash's as well. Look at that. That's crazy. Or, Jennifer Aniston sends her servants to fucking Charlize Theron sends her servants with Afrikaans instructions to Bash's to test her cantaloupes, just like you do. Charlize Theron, you owe that lady, that girl, you owe her a new car, and you owe her dad a new tow truck and 2 new kidneys. If you could get his back, imagine if you got a kidney. I wonder if this has ever happened, where someone gets their kidney back. That's got to be... All right, detour. Has anyone ever gotten a donated kidney back. All right. No, it's not like you can just put it back. Okay. 18, he donated one, now he regrets it. Oh, God, this is about to turn. All right, I better get off of this. Jesus. All right. Don't just go, apparently, like, here's what I'm getting out of this. I mean, not to be too selfish. I mean, I guess, but, like, you know, if my, if one of my family members needed a kidney, I mean, obviously, unfortunately, it kind of depends who you are, right? You know, if your 90-year-old grandma needs a kidney, it's like, well, grandma, I mean, I got a long ways to go here. Okay, I got a long ways to go. I want to keep this backup plan. I got some redundancy built in by the good Lord here. He did that for a reason. All right. I'm going to have to pass on that. Right? You're probably not even going to survive the operation. Then my kidneys sit in a fucking cooler. And they're going to come say to me, oh, hey, Bobby. Got some bad news, Bobby. Here's the deal. Your grandma died. She's dead. Your kidney's in a fucking cooler. We could just throw it in the trash, or we could give it to, some guy who did nothing but eat Skittles for 25 years. And we could give it to him. Just cuz. Like, fuck. Can you put it back in? No, you can't. What do you mean you can't? Fuck. Like, now I'm down one, and I don't have that, like, replacement cartridge slot anymore? Fuck that. Nah, Grandma. I love you. Your cookies are dope, and I'm going to need that recipe, all right? I'm going to need it. And this is not because I don't love you. It's really not. But, like, I can't do it, all right? So, enough of that. So, what I'm getting at is don't go donating your kidneys for sport, right? Or for somebody, there's a lot of random acts of kindness. Here's what you should do. Get somebody like a Subway card for dialysis treatments instead. Be like, here, I can't give you my kidney just because I fucking need it. All right, I was built with it. I need it. But here's Ray's dialysis. It's the original Ray's. There's a lot of fake Ray's dialysis places that have popped up all over the place. This is the original Ray's dialysis. It's on Park and 4th Ave. Okay? This is where you want to go, but this is Ray's dialysis, the original Ray's dialysis. This is 10, but it's actually 11 because you get 10 punches, and then you get the 11th dialysis free. And you also get, of course, a slice of pizza because that helps ensure you're going to keep coming back. Now, back onto this Brad and Angelina thing. What this made me just think of is this, all right, they are like the rest of us. They got a lot of money. So they're fighting. One of the things they're fighting over two main things. Their kids, and then their kids are 15, 14, and 13, and 11. Maddox is 18 and attends college in South Korea. That's fair enough. So they're from 18 to 11. So Brad's got 7 more years of Angelina in his life. That's a fact, and that's apparently not the best thing in the world because he's 55, she's 44, and here's the thing that they're arguing over. While you may argue over, who's got to pay off your Honda Accord note, when you split up and you sell your double wide trailer and you both move into singles, and then you're on one end of the park and she's on the other end of the park, and where the kids, bikes get locked up at night, and who's third bedroom. I use the term bedroom loosely because it's just partitioned piece of fucking tarp. Like, whose tarp room do they sleep in? That's the same. It's the same thing whether you got double wide, you're splitting up, or apparently a $60 million French mansion with the wine line and all that sort of stuff. It's crazy how much money these people have. And it's crazy how they have that money. It makes me numb to any, problems that they might have. Oh, you're fighting over this? Well, fuck it. Oh no, someone screwed you. You got 33 million and they got 33 million, you got 27 million. Oh man. That sucks for you. I don't care. But here's the deal. Here's what I take away from this thing. Now, you can get crazy anywhere, people. You can find crazy on the Hollywood movie set. You can find crazy. You can find a fucking hell of a lot more crazy down in Skid Row. People dumping shit on you, right? You can find a hell of a lot more crazy there. But you can find crazy anywhere. You can find it in rich people and poor people. And this lady, hey, maybe it's my inner patriarchy, but she's doing some interesting things there to try and make life difficult for everybody. And let's see, what was the last thing here? Oh, Freddie Prinze Jr. I saw him. That was funny. I was looking at that. I was like, oh my God, how old is Freddie Prinze Jr.? Because I was like, man, I feel like I'm about as old as Freddie Prinze Jr. He's 43. Oh my God. Thank God I'm 6 years younger than Freddie Prinze Jr. But, God. I was like rooting for him. I was like, Freddie, don't be old. I remember you. You were really getting after girls when I was in high school. All right. This is it right here. So Mrs. Fever was actually complaining about this. We got a new Charlie's Angels. And writer-director and star Elizabeth Banks takes us inside her powerful woman-driven remake. So we got a woman-driven remake. How's it? But here's the thing: it's a woman-driven remake, and I get that. They did Ghostbusters. They basically hey, let's do Ghostbusters, but instead of dudes, let's do chicks. All right, check. But this was always women. It's not like they're replacing John Wayne from The Longest Day with Kristen Stewart. Okay, so Kristen Stewart's one of the new cast members. So she's replacing Cameron Diaz, not John Wayne. All right. And then what do we got here? All right, so what was it? All right, let's go over Charlie's Angels for those of you that don't know. And I don't know. The OG TV show. Luckily, though, here on page 51 of Us Magazine, shout out to you guys. They got a little something to help us learn. So this is the third version. The original one was in 1976, created by Aaron Spelling. I remember him. 90210, Living Large. I feel like Aaron Spelling probably knew Jeffrey Epstein. I don't have anything to back that up. But you look at that guy, and the amount of money he had in the 80s and the 90s, you're like, pfft, I fucking bet they knew each other. They probably still know each other. Why am I talking about Epstein in past tense? That dude ain't dead. Of course he didn't kill himself because he's not dead, people. Fuck. All right, that was Farrah Fawcett, Kate Jackson, and Jacqueline Smith. And that aired for 5 seasons, starting in 76. So it was a TV show. First film, 2000. Lucy Liu, Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore. All right. That's a powerful cast right there. That's 3 ladies who knew how to carry a movie. Each one of those could carry a movie at that point in time. Now, here we got, who we got here? We got Kristen Stewart. Sorry. I didn't mean to dead name you. If you used to be a Kirsten. I used to be a Kirsten, but now I'm a Kristen. And I go by Zer. Let's see, we have Kristen Stewart, Naomi Scott, and Ella Balinska. I'd never really heard of these last two. They couldn't carry a movie by themselves. They got Elizabeth Banks helping them out. And I'll just say this. Their prime demographic, who would be Mrs. Fever, she was like, this is some bullshit. All right, this is the last thing. It was some Full House stuff. Lori Loughlin doesn't give a fuck. She's gonna take it to the mats. She's gotten so much money. That why wouldn't you? All right, but here's all right. So I'm gonna read this. I'm just gonna read this. It's not a whole lot. So a new book's out. It's called Full Circle, From Hollywood to Real Life and Back Again, by Andrea Barber. Now the article's entitled "The Woman Behind Kimmy Gibbler." Best known for her wisecracking Full House alter ego, Andrea Barber shares her truth with us. I don't like people named Andrea or Sandra because I don't know what to call you. And they're always super offended. Hi, Sandra. Good to meet you. It's Sandra. You just fucker. All right. Jesus Christ, Sandra. Chill out. Fuck. Sorry, Andrea. Chill out. Kimmy Gibbler has been a household name ever since Tanner's quirky neighbor burst into their home on a Full House in 1987. Kimmy, played by Andrea Barber, now stars on the reboot of the series Fuller House 30 years later, is a huge part of the actress's life, but the two are total opposites. Of all the cast members, I'm least like her character, Barber tells us. The star shows her true colors in her memoir, Full Circle, From Hollywood to Real Life Back Again, out November 12th. I guess I didn't need to read that earlier. I didn't actually read through this before. It's just very short. Question: why did you decide to write this now? I've always been uncomfortable with being a celebrity. I want people to know me and to hear about my mental health and postpartum depression anxiety. Now's the time. Was it hard writing about your divorce? I put off those chapters the longest. I was avoiding it. I went back to diary entries I wrote then, which were painful to read. I constantly questioned what to share. What are all the ups and downs? Were all the ups and downs essential to where you are today? 100%, even the hardest moments. When I was on the bathroom floor crying and able to get up, I'm grateful for that. So that's a little insight into Kimmy Gibbler. It's dark. It's dark over there in the Gibbler household. All right, well, that's it. That's all I got time for. I gotta get going. All right, The Rock. It's next. So I made some creative choices here. I don't know how they worked out. I couldn't resist. So Nicolas Cage, it's Bane voice, and at a certain Isherwood, he's Southern. At a certain point in time, I think he goes English, and then back to Southern, and then is a bit of a mixture of English. And then there's also an English/Australian guy, the guy that's yelling, all the scientist guy who's yelling all the shit. I made him English/Australian. I never know which one I'm doing when I'm doing it. But scene 3 of The Rock. Enjoy. We'll see you back here next week. FBI Laboratory, Washington, D.C. Stanley Goodspeed, cocks and fires. Ting, ting. Down goes the ball into the beaker.
That'll be $5, Isherwood.
Isherwood, looking cucked. You suck, man. Floppy disks. Boom, hula girl. Burns, flames. You guys have too much time on your hands.
Oh, yes. She's here. Bring it to me now. Thank you, Phil.
Opens the record. What'd you get to say here, man?
Carla wouldn't approve. She thinks it's dumb to spend $500 on an LP.
Carla's right. It said $13 on a CD.
First of all, because I'm a Beatlemaniac. Second, you sound better.
Alarms go off. Could be serious. Could be sarin gas. Hazard scientists run down the hallway. Got a dog out of JFK, caught a whiff of this. Said for a Bosnian refugee camp. Word it could be sarin gas. Bosnian refugee camp?
500,000 Serbians live in Bosnia. Isherwood. Bosnians don't like Serbians.
Goodspeed and Isherwood get suited up and head into the giant turbine.
You bring the cockroaches?
He brought them. Got them. They're in a fucking little plastic jar. Because that's where you keep cockroaches. Now there, look, Stanley, you're all set to go.
October 1, 0900 hours. Agent Stanley Goodspeed, Agent Trainee Marvin Isherwood. Initiate exam of wooden crate. Suspicion of sarin gas inside. Marvin, sarin is a...
JB aerosol.
That's correct. Let's see, you've got some Jetty magazines. Need HKF girls in the roll. Kinky. And not a good sign.
No, it's a gas mask. That's not good.
Hello, little baby doll. Hey, look at Stan. Hi, Stanley. Don't.
Look at you.
Marvin.
Look at his
Oh,
baby, man.
gas is spewing
God
from the
damn it,
baby.
Marvin.
Oh, it's pink. It looks fucking noxious. Oh, get the fan going. Oh, God, they got
Well,
this
that room
huge
playing
turbine
50 seconds,
going.
mate.
The type of fan you wish you had at your in-laws' bathroom. Let's fucking go.
Okay.
Get that shit out of
Some
there.
Bad news and some very bad
Cockroach is
news.
still alive.
The bad news is the gas is corrosive, it's in our suits.
It's all over my hands.
The really bad news is enough C4 to blow the building, the entire block.
Everybody out of the room. Lock us inside! Scientists shitting themselves, running like fucking Carl Lewis. Run, run, run! Cockroaches are popping.
Where are the sprinklers at, Lana?
You guys see my fucking suit,
Isherwood's
man?
gloves melting like
It's
that
eating
dude
my
from the
suit!
fucking first scene.
Just wash us off. Where are my sprinklers?
Working on it, mate. We're working on it.
It's a pretty big freaking problem, Lana.
We're working on it, man. Just fix the fucking bomb.
1 minute 10.
Take the atropine.
Where's my water, Lana? 1 minute.
The atropine. Take it.
Isherwood grabs a gigantic needle. Oh, it's everyone's worst nightmare.
Make him take it too, mate.
Get that away from me.
Poison's mixing.
What the fuck are you waiting for, mate? Take the atropine now,
Good
mate.
spin. He's not fucking taking the needle.
If that suit melts, you die. We all die.
He's chopping away at those wires, bro.
Take the atropine, then defuse the ball.
Isherwood's lined up to fucking gun himself.
You want me to stick this in my heart?
Chop, Stanley. Keep chopping
fucking
wires. Just keep
nuts?
chopping that wood, bro. Just keep chopping that wood.
Okay, mate, here we go. Sprinklers have been activated.
Sweet moisture. Sweet, sweet moisture.
20
Just chopping
seconds.
away. We're not gonna make it,
That's a
mate.
fuck-
That's a fucked look right there.
15.
Chop away. Chop that wood, brother. Slice and dice
Come
it.
on, clear.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Get me the fuck out of here.
But stab myself in the heart with this thing.